Have you ever seen one of those stunning showroom quality epoxy floors and thought, no way I could do that myself? Well, in this explainer, we are going to completely demystify the whole DIY process. We're going to give you the know-how to get absolutely incredible, professional level results all on your own.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll look at the why, the amazing potential of an epoxy transformation. Then, we're diving into the single most important step, preparation. After that, we'll walk through the perfect pour, show you how to seal the deal with the top coat, and we'll wrap it all up with how to guarantee that you get that flawless, pro-level floor you're after.
Okay, first things first, let's get inspired. Let's look at exactly why epoxy flooring is such a complete game changer for pretty much any concrete surface out there. Yeah, this probably looks familiar. Most projects start right here. A plain old concrete floor, maybe it's stained, a little cracked, or just, boring. But we're not just about to slap on a coat of paint. This is a total overhaul. And this is the goal. I mean, talk about an upgrade. A durable, totally seamless, and incredibly glossy surface that doesn't just look amazing, it adds some serious protection and value to your space.
So what is actually going on here? It's really important to get this. This is not paint. Epoxy is a two-part system. You've got a resin and a hardener. The magic happens when you mix them. A chemical reaction kicks off that turns this liquid into a rock-solid coating that literally bonds with the concrete. It becomes one with the floor. That's where that legendary durability comes from.
Now, here's a key thing to know. Not all epoxies are created equal. As you can see on the slide, you've basically got three main flavors. The 100% solid is the real heavy hitter, the industrial-grade stuff for max durability. Then there's water-based, which is perfect if you're just starting out. It's got less odor and gives you more time to work with it. And finally, solvent-based. That'll give you an insane gloss, but man, it comes with some serious fumes. Picking the right one is your first big decision. Okay, listen up, because we've arrived at what is, without a doubt, the most critical part of this whole project. Your success or failure is decided right here, right now, long before you ever mix a single drop of epoxy. And this quote on the screen, it just says it all. Let me put it this way. Be patient. Every single minute you spend on prep will pay you back 10 times over in the final results. If you rush this part, I promise you, you're just setting yourself up for peeling, bubbling, and a floor that's just not going to last.
So we can break down all this prep work into three totally non-negotiable stages. First, assess and clean. And I mean get rid of every last bit of dirt, oil, or old paint. Second, repair cracks. Epoxy doesn't hide flaws, it highlights them, so you have to fill every single one. And third, profile the surface, which is just a fancy way of saying you need to rough up the concrete so the epoxy has something to physically grab onto.
So how do you get that rough profile? Well, you've got two main options. On the left, you see diamond grinding. That's the pro's choice. It physically grinds the concrete down to a texture that feels like 150 grit sandpaper. It's the perfect surface. The alternative on the right is acid etching. It uses a chemical wash to open up the pores of the concrete. It can definitely work, but you have got to be super careful with it, and it has to be rinsed completely.
All right, the floor is prepped, it's clean, it's ready to go. Now for the exciting part, the point of no return. It is time to mix and apply this epoxy. Okay, just follow these 5 steps. Step 1, measure precisely. The ratios have to be exact or this stuff will not cure properly. Step 2, mix thoroughly. Use a drill on a low speed for about 3 to 5 minutes and make sure to scrape the sides and bottom. Quick tip, don't scrape the gunk from the very bottom directly onto your floor. Unmixed bits can hide there. Step 3, pour it out in ribbons like an S pattern. Step 4, spread it out evenly with a squeegee. And finally, step 5, backroll it with a roller for that perfect uniform finish. So as you're working, you're going to meet your arch nemesis, bubbles. As the epoxy settles, the porous concrete below starts to release air, and that air forms bubbles on the surface. If you just ignore them, trust me, they will be trapped there for good. So how do you beat them? The pro method is to use a propane torch or a heat gun, just moved quickly over the surface to pop them with the heat. For thicker coats of epoxy, a spiked roller is an absolute must-have. And yeah, to do all this, you're going to need a pair of spiked shoes, so you can walk across the wet epoxy without leaving any footprints. Okay, at this point, your floor is looking incredible. It's smooth, it's glossy, but hold on, we're not quite done yet. This final step is what ensures your beautiful new floor is actually going to last. You should think of the top coat exactly like this slide says. It's a layer of armor for your floor.
This is not some optional extra. All epoxy can scratch, and this final layer is specifically designed to take all that abuse so the pretty part underneath stays perfect. So let me be crystal clear. This is not an optional step. A top coat is what gives you that crucial scratch resistance. It provides UV protection, which is what stops your floor from turning yellow over time. It also adds chemical and stain resistance, and just as important, it lets you pick the final look, whether you want high gloss, matte, or something in between. Bottom line, do not skip it.
You've put in all the hard work, so let's make sure we lock in that success. This last section is all about recapping the key takeaways so you can sidestep the most common mistakes.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of what this is all about. You don't need to be a pro contractor. With the right knowledge and just a patient focus on the details, anyone can end up with a stunning, durable, professional-looking floor. All right, pop quiz time. After everything we've gone over, do you think you can spot and, more importantly, avoid the biggest traps that most DIYers fall right into? Here they are. Improper prep. We know that's a killer. Wrong mixing ratios. That's how you get a sticky nightmare. Applying when it's too humid. Not dealing with those bubbles. And of course, skipping that all-important top coat. Just knowing about these pitfalls is half the battle won. And last but not least, one of the most important tools you have, patience. As you can see from this timeline, epoxy has a whole curing journey. It might feel dry to the touch in about 12 hours, but don't even think about walking on it for at least a full day. And it won't be fully cured and ready for heavy stuff like parking a car on it for a full 7 days. And that right there, that's the ultimate reward for all of your careful planning and hard work. It's the satisfaction of looking at a perfect, durable, pro-grade floor and knowing that you made that happen, all by yourself.
So there you have it, the complete roadmap, from a dusty old concrete slab to a brilliant protective surface. You have all the knowledge you need. The only question left is, what space are you ready to transform?